Hi folks. Well, it's time to get your paper bags out. That's it, folks. Time to get out the paper bags and put them over your head. Well, not exact. Well, if it's paper bag time, it must be time to discuss that issue again, the comfort woman issue. The issue is some Koreans are saying that the Japanese dragged off the peninsula 200,000 women into sexual slavery during the Second World War. That's what they're saying. But gee, there seems to be some contradiction to that claim by the United States Army. Because as I stated in the previous videos, report number 49 from the United States Army, I think it was in November or somewhere in August of 1944, where the United States Army captured some of these comfort women that were running from the United States Army. And in the report interrogating the United States Army wrote that these women were well-paid prostitutes. They weren't sexual slaves. And they also said they weren't attractive by Caucasian or Asian standards. That's the reason for the joke with the paper bag. with the paper bag. And we've come across other reports from the National Archives outside of Washington stating that these women were paid better than the average Japanese soldier and the comfortable lifestyle they lived while working the concubines for the Japanese soldiers. Now recently from the National Archives comes to light another report. This report, report number 78 by the United States Army, April of 1945. And what was happening in April of 1945? I think we call that the Second World War. The United States Army interrogating Koreans that were captured, prisoners of war. Gee, prisoners of war? That means these Koreans were engaged in war against who? Not the Japanese. Me, the United States. That's who. So upon this interrogation, now I gotta tell you about this report. There's a lot of damaging material in here as far towards the Japanese on the treatment of Koreans and other activities. There's damaging material in here. But paragraph 18 now. This is the paragraph that we need to read together. Alright, paragraph 18. All Korean prostitutes that POW have seen in the Pacific were volunteers or have been sold by their parents into prostitution. This is proper in the Korean way of thinking, but direct conscription of women by the Japanese would be an outrage that the old and young alike would not tolerate. Men would rise up in a rage, killing Japanese, no matter what the consequences they may suffer. So it's saying that they weren't conscripted, meaning they weren't drafted, meaning they weren't dragged off into slavery, meaning they did not go there against their will. It's stating in this report that they were sold by their parents or they volunteered to become comfort women to service the Japanese military and concubines. So, what did we gather from this? That somebody's not entirely being truthful somewhere on the Korean Peninsula in reference to this story. Because me, am I going to believe those who are promoting the story that they were dragged off into sexual slavery, 200,000 of them? Or am I going to believe the numerous reports by the United States Army during this war? It would have been easy for the Army to say, yeah, they were drafted. Now we got propaganda material against the Imperial Japanese. No, they were not able to do that because it would not have been the truth. These reports, written by various Army interrogators, report the truth as they learn, interrogating Koreans, interrogating the actual prostitutes themselves. The well-paid prostitutes. Like I always said, folks, the truth is like a dead body in the water. Eventually it surfaces. We'll put the paper bags away. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies and the land of the rising sun, Nihonkoku, Japan. See ya.